Okay, so this session is already recorded. So, okay, hello everyone, those attending this session as well as those watching this recording actually. So, welcome. So, this is actually our intern's graduation presentation from Emmanuel. So, Emmanuel is our financial analyst intern from the Philippines. And okay, today he'll share more about basically what he have learned and what he has accomplished during his internship journey during his time in Bukit Vista for the past 3 months. And okay, before we start, I'll actually introduce like a few people here in the room right now. So for me, my name is Shelin. I'm part of the HR team in Bukit Vista. And here in the room, we have David from the finance team. We also have Lilis as the director of the business intelligence team, as well as VD, our data scientist, and our COO of the. Okay, maybe that's a bit of the introduction of the team members over here. So, okay, without further ado, let's go directly to Emmanuel in this case to present your graduation presentation. The time is yours. You're muted, Eman.
Right off the bat. So again,
Okay.
right off the bat, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who came here for my presentation today. My name is Eman, a financial analyst intern in Bukit Vista, and here's my short introduction. No need to fear because Eman is here. I'm really grateful to be here in front of you all to be presenting today. And I understand that everyone's busy, and in spite of that, you guys coming here is something that I really appreciate. So, of course, theater, fitness, investment enthusiast, yeah, just a quick introduction of who I am outside of Bukit Vista. So let's start with, of course, my first glance Bukit Vista. The first thing that I saw in the place was the website, and I have to say, I was definitely most interested when I saw the most innovative hospitality company in Bali, which was Bold. And seeing Mr. Jing in the pictures and seeing how it presents its core values was something that I was very interested in because of how it shows itself to be, I should say, it presents itself as a techie company where it's always focused on growth. And having to see the CEO and the co-founders work with or show how they work with the people and the YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff really led me towards pushing myself into getting into this company. And yeah, my expectations on Bukit Vista was always met, and I'm really grateful to be a part of such a great company. Okay, so when I saw the words hospitality management, it instantly reminded me of where I was born. So those of you who may not know, I wasn't really born in the Philippines. I was born in China, and having to see those words instantly reminded me of hospitality management. As you may or may not know, I was always known for its hospitality management in the sense that hotels and tourism and that sort of thing. And I guess having to have an internship with this sector was something that I was excited about, how I'm going to re-experience hospitality management. And yeah, I guess that's my quick intro. So just a quickie of the contents of this presentation today. Main tasks and responsibilities, or at least project involved or main project involved, other experiences in Bukit Vista, what I learned from this internship, and final thoughts. It's going to be a quick one, of course. So, of course, the main task and responsibility I've had here in Bukit Vista is investment portfolio management. First of all, one thing that I was really grateful for here in Bukit Vista is the ability to allow their interns to grow in trading and investing. There was always investment portfolio management prior to me going here, but having to work as a team in investment portfolio management was an experience that I've never had before. Having to work and create guidelines, of which was something that I did every day. Basically, every day overseeing investment operations, every day checking out investment portfolio was an experience that I've always did and analyzed tremendously during my time here in Bukit Vista. Reading through, of course, company reports. I mean, I've always done this before in the Philippines, but having to do it in Indonesia and having to analyze this new landscape was a new experience in which that I did every day. And having to translate them, deal with the language barrier was really difficult, but nonetheless rewarding in a sense, at least the experience. And yeah, this was my main task and responsibility here in Vista for the most part, having to manage the portfolio, oversee the trades and oversee all the meetings and so forth. So my legacy for this specific project or this specific task in general was that at least we have a more, thanks to of course the guidance of Vidi as well, at least now, we have a formalized schedule for stock investment operations. I mean, we've always had schedules for meetings and scrums and so forth. But now we have so much more than that. 30 minutes every day of trading and 30 minutes of overseeing the trades, two before the sessions of the stock market, the Indonesian stock market. And this really made sure that every day trades are executed, trades are being overseen. And having this formally created would definitely help future analysts in here. So yeah, all this is in the guidelines. When I came here in Bukit Vista, we were still using Dropbox, and there was this sudden change. Sorry, there was this sudden change where we had to use. And when I saw this as a big opportunity to definitely spearhead it. So, in spite of that, I transferred everything in Coda and, of course, improved upon those things that it was missing on, like investment guide. So basically, the investment guidelines. Before, it was quite difficult to understand, but at least now, thanks to this specific software, I was able to really I would say, be an artist, or at least put everything in there and add on different information that future investment managers can basically improve on it. It's basically like an empty cup where everyone can put in their own innovation on it. And I believe that in the future, this will be something that's going to be constantly improving with future investment managers. So, of course, for the main project, key performance indicators for productivity. So, with regards to legacy projects, I guess this is one of them. So, for basically in this project, I was able to basically work with Vidi and Nadia to create a specific KPI to make sure that the finance team was working. Basically, this project allows those people who don't really have visibility on finance have visibility on finance. It basically simplifies it in a way. It shows that we're being productive. So in this project, basically we have finance request lag time where we have to make sure that this is around 3 days on average, making sure that we approve finance requests or decline finance requests on time. So this is a great measure for that one. Owner lag out time. This KPI represents the lag time before partner receives their share of the revenue. So the number should be 1.5 to 2, of course, because of outliers such as slow payout time with Airbnb and Traveloka. Basically, this provides us insight towards how fast or how slow we are. So we got to make sure that we keep this in check. Owner payout completion rate. Rate of completion rate basically is a way to see whether the rate of the payouts are being done properly, meaning partners are getting their money. How much of the partners are basically getting their money or the revenue they share. So, for example, the rate of payout must be zero point 0.8 to zero point 0.9 to make sure that, of course, the partners are secure in the revenue. And lastly, of course, days till P&L statements are completed on average. Basically, P&L statements, for those who may not know, is profit and loss statements. This one is basically our visibility on whether if we're making money or not. So this KPI basically represents that we have basically us being on time, being in the finance team. This one should be around 0 to 1 days because, of course, there's a deadline from 6th every month. And this ratio, at least this KPI represents basically whether if we are on time or not moving forward. So other experiences in hosting and talking about random things. One thing that I didn't expect was its events. And I was really amazed by it in the sense that you have a weekly all hands meeting where you gathered up everyone in the company. And I think that was really wholesome. And as well as, of course, having happy hour. I've never had this experience before with a company. That's something that I've always appreciated. And at least, yeah, these are some experiences that I've had. So what I've learned from this internship, definitely hard skills wise, systematic trading and thinking. Of course, working in a team as a portfolio manager. Definitely, it was quite a different experience from trading yourself. Tools usage. I thought I was always a IT guy, but having to enter in Google Vista, using Google Calendar, using Trello, and all these things was overwhelming at first. But definitely having to understand them all and having to work with them all, it was something that I believe that I will be using in the future. Guideline creation, documentation is definitely important in a small company and having to experience them, I'm going to be using this in the future. Make sure that everyone in the company or any business that I start can have an understanding of what I'm working on, what we're improving on. Collaboration and communication. I've learned here there's a difference. I've always been a physical guy, and having to work in a remote setting was a different type of ball game. I could communicate well, but collaborating well. I was aware that I was having a hard time having this medium in the internet. I believe that I would have done better. I've always believed that I would have done better if this was in person, but then again, no excuses. And it really pushed me towards collaborating, understanding what collaborating is in this type of setting. And last but not the least, of course, the importance of core values in a company. I've always experienced companies present their core values beforehand, but how Bukit Vista does it and how it embodies these core values is something that I've always appreciated. And definitely starting a business, core values are something you truly should be, although it should be pushed in a sense that it should be the guiding point of the company. And in practice, it was really nice to see that Bukit is following their core values. In a sense, they really use it in their day-to-day operations where they inspired, use data, and I think that was amazing. Definitely, I'm going to be using this in the future. So yeah, and of course, last but not the least, final thoughts. First of all, I just want to say, lastly, sorry, not first of all, thank you for accepting me even with my limitations and perfectly understand what I missed out on, what I didn't get to do. But still, I'm grateful that Vista was always kind and at the same time understanding with the situations I've had in the past 3 months. I'm so blessed to have this experience with Bukit Vista, the finance team. So of course, invest in Bukit Vista long term. So I guess that's it for me. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Nice, very nice. Oh my god. Okay, thank you, Emmanuel, for your presentation. Yeah, it was very lovely as well to have you share about your projects, your achievements, as well as your experiences so far for the past 3 months of your internship. So, okay, that's for the presentation. Yeah, so now let's move on to the team members over here present in the room, actually. So maybe for the first person, can I actually go to David? So I think David here from the team has worked very closely as well, right?
Yep, sure, sure.
Review.
Talks. Okay. First, Eman, brother, thank you and congrats for your graduation from BV. And thank you so much for everything you do. One special thing that I always remember that you do in BV, especially for finance, is when you realize that there's a lack of communication in finance and you initiative to set a meeting and solve it. It means a lot, and it's changed our structure and our habit on after you that meeting. And I hope you are successful. And one thing that I want you to do, even though you have graduated in, I believe you are very close with Rea. Please still guide her, and you can maybe ask Rea how about the investment, even though you have graduated from BV. And that's Eman. Thank you so much. Good luck and see you on top, Eman. Eman.
Thank you.
Eman, yeah. Eman, not Eman, but Eman. Like
Eman.
it's like
Everyone
like that.
everyone gets it wrong, even here. Everyone gets it wrong, even where I'm saying, but I keep saying, correcting them, Eman. They keep saying Emma, but it's fine. It's okay. I'm getting used to it. I'll accept it.
Oh, it should be Eman, yeah. Okay, like what about wrongly, yeah. Like for the first half of this session. Okay, no worries with you. Okay, so that's from David, yeah, to Eman, not Eman. Okay. Okay, thank you, David, as well for sharing your thoughts as well as your experience, yeah, working with Eman like the past few months. And okay, maybe next, can I actually go to Vidi in this case? So Vidi
Right.
also
Yeah.
Eman. Any thoughts maybe?
Right. Congrats on completing your internship with an IGP. I think that a lot of the finance, you have improved a lot of finance fundamentals and also the framework to do operational. Although there are ups and downs in your internship, I really appreciate that. And especially the tool for KPI that actually helped the company gain visibility on finance team, like how they're doing, what is the progress or how's the performance of the finance chapter as a whole. So congratulations and never settle after the internship. Back to Sean.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Vidi, for sharing a little bit more, yeah, on your experience as well. And okay, last but not least, let's go to Lilis in this case from our BI director. So maybe a few words from you.
Thank you, Shalene. First, actually, congratulations. Okay, even for finishing the internship with IGP, as Vidi said, that means that you're actually inspiring the light. Like your internship is inspiring the light for the company and also the members that you are working with, actually. So, congratulations for that. Yes, Eman is actually the person that I would say in finance that very the brave, yeah, talkative person. Yeah, it can be said like that. But in that sense, it's showing his curiosity actually for any kind of topics. There's so many questions, and also he learns fast when when we delegate something to him, and that's definitely very motivating if I see him working actually. And other than that, his vibes when leading a meeting or doing a discussion, actually, I believe it can put more spirit to the team to discuss more, or even like discussing some topics. Jadi that's a very good vibes from Iman. But yeah, well done, Iman, for the 3 months here. And I hope that you learned something from Bukit Vista. And I hope you can still implement the core value of Bukit Vista everywhere you are later doing working or any other activities. Yeah, see you again on top.
One day I'll visit Jogja Base and clean it for you. You don't have to pay. Just go there. Because I keep remembering that expense, clean Jogja Base. So when I saw that, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna clean Jogja Base for you. Instead of that, you don't need that expense. I can do that physically. I'll clean Jogja Base for you. I could have cleaned Jogja Base, but I'm so far away. That's the
I see, I see.
Sabelin gets that joke.
Yeah, to reduce expenses basically by yourself. Right.
I guess that's pretty much it. Of course,
I think it's like one of the most like memorable things like from the internship. Yeah, from like yeah, he mentioned it like in the exit interview previously, and I was like, okay, okay, this is actually pretty interesting. And okay, so that's a few words from the team members, whoever Eman in this case. So maybe like from Eman, any words that you like to deliver to the people present in here?
well, first of all, once again, like I always said, I'm really grateful that you guys took me in. You took me in spite of my limitations. I've always had limitations, and I've always had happenings in my life where personally it was basically a mess. But I was transparent. I was always open to, and David could have easily pressured me, could have easily put me down, easily could have complained, and yet, well, you took responsibility, David, and I'm always grateful for that. Like, I'm really grateful that you guys were always being the hero. Being the hero is the core value that you've always pushed, and I'm really grateful for that experience. Honestly, it pushes me to be better in my day-to-day life. Don't complain. Just do your best and make sure that you work on it. I'm going to carry that for that. I'm grateful. Thank you, David, and of course, Lilis, and thank you so much for taking me in spite of my limitations in my interview. I've always expressed that I've always had something going on at night. You guys still accepted me, and I'm really grateful for the really video, of course. Very humbling every time having you around, having all your knowledge and all your talent and all your smarts. It always inspired me to be better. Then again, of course, pressured me as well, but definitely always wanted to work hard even further. Then again, yeah, really grateful for you guys. Really grateful for the experience that you guys. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Iman, for your. Perhaps you can say it as a last message. Maybe it may not be the last. Yeah, we can still like keep in touch as well in this case. And okay, cool. Then okay, I think this also marks the end of this IGP Iman, our financial analyst intern in Bukit Vista. Thank you so much for everyone who is attending this session right now, as well as those who have watched this video until the end. Thank you and have a nice day.